Savage. What's going on, Savages? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast with me, Jeff Leach. Good to have you guys here. How on earth are you? It's your daddy, it's your friend, it's your lover, your mother. That's weird, having those two things together. I could be your sister and your brother. I'm a bitch, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I'm that 90s song that I can't remember the name of right now, but I'm definitely singing the lyrics to it. Well done for coming back for another dose of wonderful chat with a talented musician today. In fact, I feel like we've had so many great actresses and actors on lately. We've had a string of incredible comedians and porn actors. It was about time I brought a pop star on. But before I do that, first of all, shout out to all of the supporters. Thank you very much. If you like Dan Lloyd, you are one of the savages over at patreon.com/savagesnowflake. Donate. All you got to do is donate as little as $1 a month to be a supporter here, and you will get a shout out every time you sign up. Thank you very much to all of those who are doing that right now. It's only a small army of you, but I appreciate you guys. Nonetheless, you're keeping the lights on, the bills paid, and me in hookers and whiskey. And thank you very much, of course, to our sponsors. We got Boundless Technology over here, the finest purveyors of vaping technology. If, like me, you enjoy a little smoke to unwind of an evening, and you like to smoke, I don't know, distillate, isolate, maybe you prefer flower. Whatever you like, there is a tool there for you. They've got these incredible terp pens that are about $30 they're selling right now. But if you use code SAVAGE over at checkout, you'll get 25% off every single one of those items. That's pretty fucking dope. And of course, thank you very much to manscaped.com as well, refining the gentleman. If, like me, you are a slightly hirsute gent and you like to, I'm a modern man. I like to trim my shit down, keep it nice, keep it neat. All you need to do is head over to manscaped.com, grab yourself their Lawnmower 2.0. There's a nice little kit they have that has a plow in it, which is a nice single blade razor. They got wipes, they got aftershaves, they got gels, they got shampoos, they got everything you could possibly need to make yourself smell like a motherfucking angel and to have the smoothest balls out there with the Lawnmower 2.0. If you use code SAVAGE at manscaped.com, you get 20% off your order, you get free shipping, and you get a lovely luxury free travel bag. Not a bad deal. All right, over to our guest. Here we are. Thank you very much to come in to join me today. I appreciate it.
No, I'm really excited
You put
to be
on your
here.
favorite jumpsuit. You look like you're ready to, carry out some kind of superhero action.
I love that. That's a really good comment.
I think so. And you're a writer, you're a musician, and a performer. Is Karlea Boyer. How are you?
Hi, guys.
We met at actually doing a broadcast ourselves together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We were at the Laugh Factory.
At the Laugh Factory.
What games were we playing?
Oh, we were playing a bit of Call of Duty, I think, and some Apex Legends.
I think we wanted to play Call of Duty, but it wasn't there because it's on PlayStation, and
You
I'm an
played COD
Xbox girl.
afterwards,
Yeah, I'm an Xbox girl when it comes to Call of Duty for sure.
So you're definitely a gamer as well, then? You
Yeah.
actually game in your spare time.
I actually grew up on it. My dad is an ISP for a really, really small town.
Okay.
So my dad literally had us building computers and PCs and stuff growing up.
Wow. All right.
Yeah,
What kind of rigs have you put together before?
See, I can't answer that. I know I can't answer that. It was
You
so
can't.
long ago.
All
My
right.
dad's going to be really upset with me
I'm going to
now.
point something out. If you're going to claim to be knowledgeable about something geeky,
I didn't really say
like building PCs, you're going to have to at least throw a few things at me and be like,
Meaning, my dad would
like
click in the modems, and then I would screw it in there, and then he would put rope lights on the outside of the towers. You know what I mean? It
So
was
you
that
worked for
era.
Spectrum. You were the installation for Spectrum.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
That's funny.
But obviously you don't have time to do any of that because you're busy making music. Now,
Yeah.
I haven't seen you perform live yet, but I've heard your music, but I've not seen it. I want
know.
to see you perform.
It's the package. It's the whole thing. It's weird to say because this is very obvious, but this is the first time I've done any of this. So all of the steps that I'm taking, other people are telling me what to do.
This is like the first major releases and the
exactly,
first tours,
exactly. So how they are going about everything, I just have to shake my head and be like, okay, got it, no problem. So I haven't actually been able to release any of my music to iTunes or Spotify, but I am on a radio tour. So it's a weird,
crazy.
it's super, super bizarre.
Because I keep going to every now and then I'll pop over to your feed will come up and I'll go, oh, I'm going to have a look at her Insta and see if there's any
Psych.
live performance stuff.
Yeah.
And there's loads of videos of live performance, but it's actually people dancing to your tracks.
Right. Yeah.
Which is cool.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Gets
I love
views,
those
it
girls.
gets likes, it gets a fan engagement.
Well,
But
it's the whole dancer district
see-
of things as well. You
I
want
want
to
to
see me
you
for sure.
singing your songs.
Yeah, definitely.
When's that going to happen?
So we're actually going to do a professional, real music video, hopefully towards the end of the year, and then we're going to launch everything with that, and then I'm going to start tour.
Okay.
So right now, consider those dance videos as a teaser.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
want to push it virally in certain areas and certain demographics, and
Oh my God,
you know, it's
so
like
business. You sound so business.
I am so business. I'm more business than anything.
Gotta
for
hit
sure.
those demographics,
Yeah,
get it viral,
get the likes
blah, blah,
up,
blah, blah, blah.
get it. Yeah, for sure.
What about just going down to a venue and just fucking belting it out, and everyone being like, "Oh my
Belting
God,
out?
you have to see this one belting one out." You know what belting out means?
Of course. Oh my God. Yes, I'm a belter for sure.
Okay.
Definitely get that Adele in there. That's definitely my kind of thing. I don't really have anything to say. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to answer that.
Because like look, I understand that pop music is a genre of music where it has to be very much about the aesthetic, the clothing, the dance routines, the performances. We release this track first because that's the radio single. Then we do this one, and then we do that. Blah,
Yes.
blah. I understand how regimented it can be.
It's a very good way to say it.
But also, you know, as an artist, it must be a little frustrating at points where you're like, I just want to get up on stage and just sing for people.
1000%. I beg for it. But also what people don't understand is like, a lot of people are like, oh, you're a musician, so all you do is go out on stage, be yourself, and sing. No. It's literally probably about 85% business, and then the rest is actually the art.
You can't be yourself on stage. You're not even Asian.
I am Asian.
Lies. That was a marketing strategy. They were like, what's the most popular demographic right now? Well, I mean, K-pop is huge. So let's just make her a super sexy Asian girl. Let's throw her up there.
Yeah.
You know, get some dance routines behind her.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah, we just imported like an Asian mother for me to stand next to.
You know, there's Instagram stars now. There are with millions of followers who are like digitally created characters. True story. Yeah, there's like a girl there's a character for instance. I just hosted a big tech conference in Romania, in Bucharest.
Oh, cool.
And there's a Central Eastern European kind of. She's like a model and a singer and a creative. You know, she's an influencer, right? A social media influencer. Okay. And she's not real. She's computer generated, and she's done Kim Kardashian makeup.
But how?
Technology, mate. Do you know what I mean? Bit of fucking 3D rendering. Do you know what I mean? Just like.
So is there someone like in a green room with sticks all over, like stuff all over their face, and they're putting makeup on, but it's not them? Well, I don't understand how they're actually doing that.
I guess they just, computer generated. You make a model
CGI
and then
CGI makeup. Yeah, what's the point of?
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
If it's working, it's working.
This is what I'm saying is I don't even know if you're real. You could just be a construct.
Actually, there is something to segue into that. There is the musician platform of that. There's this girl named Madison Beer who I just saw her perform in somewhere overseas. I want to say like Singapore or something. But they have holograms now.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's gigantic.
Gigantic holograms, for sure. I think they actually have one from Michael Jackson, too.
You know that Black Mirror episode?
With Miley Cyrus.
I was just going to say
that. Exactly.
We don't even need her anymore because you can have the full live performance.
For sure.
You can make a 50-foot tour so you don't even have to struggle to see her.
It costs you get like ticket sales and everything for every performance. So imagine your hologram's performing in Japan and then you're over here performing in the UK. You're making all of this money simultaneously.
But there's the issue, right? Is that you're not really performing in both places. You're
not connecting with people either.
You're in a green room, a green screen room, like just doing your fucking thing.
Yeah, you don't even have to do that. You can just have it pre-recorded and just have it projected over in Japan while you're doing a live performance for this festival.
Do you think I'm going to end up like that? Is that what?
Am I going to end up like that?
No, or did you mean just is our creative performances going to end up like that?
It's definitely getting there for sure. With the mixture of K-pop and also the fact that they already have one from Michael Jackson, so I've heard. Yeah, definitely.
I just think that for me, as an audience member, right, as someone who loves live music, as someone who loves live stand-up comedy, which I know you're a big fan of as well, as someone who loves theatre, ballet, and opera. The idea of watching those things, don't worry, don't get me wrong, if you're, for instance, unable to maybe afford the $50 to $100 to $200 to $500 ticket, depending on who the artist is.
Yeah.
Being able to watch a performance of that maybe in your own home on a little 3D holographic screen.
But would that actually cost more, or do you think it would cost less?
Infinitely less, yeah.
Having the people pay for convenience. If you're going to go and valet your car, you're not paying because you can't really find a spot. You're paying for the convenience of just being dropped off
you pay for the experience, I think. Rather than convenience, I think most people, when it comes to the arts, pay for the experiential adventure, right?
Okay,
so
good.
the fact that you go to a stadium, there's 100,000 other fans who love this person. They walk on stage, you go,
for sure.
Get to see them,
that's
and
true.
it's like, oh, fucking Beyonce, she's there.
Yeah.
That is what people I think are paying money for.
Yeah. For sure.
You know,
No,
so
that's
it'd be a lot cheaper to go like, all right, well, look, I want to go see Jeff Leach in comedy, but I don't live on the west coast of California, you know, of
Can't buy a ticket all the way out
the
there.
US. I'm not going to fly to the US to see him. He's not got no UK shows. But if I pay like $10 or $5, I can get like almost like a pay-per-view.
Pop on my laptop.
And I'm there in front of him like, hey, well, what's the deal with fucking virtual reality? Am I right, guys? And all the fucking aliens are like, zong, 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 which means like, I think it's really funny.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
in
Got
like,
it. Wasn't sure what that meant.
Nerulian. That's the people.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's where I'm from. That's the alien country I'm from. That's how I actually speak. Yeah.
I need to learn that.
Yeah, it's
you
a
go
really
far with
difficult
that.
language.
Yeah.
Way harder than like Cantonese.
Tongue, it sounds like.
Yeah. It's harder than Cantonese, harder than like Mandarin.
Cantonese is very hard. Actually, Mandarin is a lot of people don't know this, which is crazy to me. Chinese, there's so many different dialects of Chinese. There's
Sure.
Shanghainese, Mandarin, Cantonese, just to name the top 3 off the
Sure.
top of my head. I speak Cantonese. So Cantonese actually has 12 different tones, and then Mandarin only has 4 different tones.
So you can say like the same word 12 different ways.
yeah,
It means
it's
12
like
different
tot,
things.
tot. There's one that's like spoon, and there's one that's soup. Like that
really?
wasn't a very good example.
Is that what that
but
means?
Not,
Teach-
tot is like,
Wait, teach me some
tea.
fucking Cantonese.
well, okay, what do you want to know?
How do you say like, hey girl? What's...
See, here's the thing. We don't have like literal translations like that.
All right, how about
We don't have
let's be
slang
honest.
like
Let's
that.
be honest. Look at me, right? If I was in China, it's only ever going to be as the evil assassin, the protagonist, the lead guy. I don't know, whatever Asian superstar martial artist. He's in the movie,
Okay.
and then he takes like finally we showdown, right? And he's doing all the martial arts, and obviously I'm just hitting walls. I'm big.
Hitting walls.
He's always that guy, right? But how do I say it's time for you to die in Cantonese? Wait, Cantonese, yeah. It's time for you to die.
See, it's so difficult because it's like
Bad Asian.
no.
doesn't
Give me
know
a second.
language.
Give me a second because it's really funny. So like a lot of K-pop has come over in the movies, so therefore a lot of Chinese is also coming. So hold on, let me explain this.
Builds computers but
Wait.
doesn't know any computer parts.
No. This isn't fair.
Definitely speaks Cantonese.
I'm
but
trying to
can't tell me this
explain
sentence. Okay.
about the language.
Don't explain. Just teach me,
Well,
sensei.
because I'm learning it too. And let me get there. So when I'm watching Chinese stuff now and they have like the subtitles on the bottom.
I just want to apologize to my weebs. I understand that sensei is Japanese, not Chinese. I understand the cultural differences, but
it really is difficult to translate. And growing up, I would ask my mother when we're watching Chinese movies. I'm like, what are they saying? What are they saying? And she's like, she would do the same thing I'm doing, stuttering.
Oh, really?
Because the direct translation to it just doesn't compute. It doesn't work. It's not going to sound what you're thinking like it would sound.
I understand what you're saying.
Even
But
when I'm watching,
you can get the sense of that.
Yeah.
It's time for you to die. You can get the set. Come on, you know.
So it would be like, all you nay say zuo, which means
Wait.
literally-
Slow that down. Here we
all
go.
you nay
Are you nay?
say zuo,
Say zoa.
which that's actually pretty good.
Are you nay? Say zoa.
So kind of literally it would be like,
But like this.
I want
Are
you to die.
nay? Say zoa.
Oh shit, hired.
There you go.
Hired.
Boom.
Done. Hired. Oh, you do actually like a lot of voice acting, don't you?
Yeah, I'm now fluent in Cantonese.
It's super cool though. No, it's really. I wish I could do that kind of stuff. I can't do accents or anything for the life.
Have
of
you
me.
tried?
Yeah, I grew up with an Asian mother. I can't even do an Asian accent.
No, not necessarily accents. It's just characters. Have you? What about a little Southern cowgirl? Could you do a little Southern cowgirl?
Well, that might be a little bit more natural for me.
There you go.
Maybe just a little bit, just like a little bit of twang.
Oh yeah,
'Cause I'm from
I'll lead
Kansas,
you
so
in.
we have a little bit in there.
Okay, there, come shit by the fire.
See, I feel like that's a little bit too forced. It's got to be a little bit more natural.
I'm playing an old man by the fire.
That's true. You guys
Oh,
have
hey there, stranger. Come and sit by the fire and join
You
us
sound like the guy
right
from
now.
Family Guy. What's
Oh,
Herbert?
that's nice, Chris.
Yes, he's my favorite.
Chris Griffin. Oh, strong
Seth MacFarlane
member.
is like the most brilliant mind out there. I really, really firmly believe that.
All right,
all of
let's
his-
see your Southern cowgirl. You're not getting out of it.
Oh, I thought I just did my Southern Cowgirl.
Didn't do it at all.
It's just got like a little bit of a twang in there. Because it's like just sweetheart.
I'm just saying, I think if you're a natural performer, which you are, you don't have to necessarily be the best at accents. You just got to be able to deliver a character well.
Not as a musician. I just go out there and be myself. I don't need to. Yeah, like yours is
until VR and AR kicks off.
That's
properly,
true.
And
That
then
way
you don't ever have to be yourself.
I better just gotta be able to like dance and move well.
Exactly. You just
really.
gotta be able to hit record.
Yeah. With like dots and everything all over my body, all 3D.
I mean, that's an element of it, isn't it? Look, we sit at home and we watch Netflix. Do you know what I mean, on screens? And that's an element of taking a form of art and delivering it in a different way.
Well, Ted is like that too. Remember Ted with Seth MacFarlane?
Yeah.
Like I watched the behind the scenes stuff on that, and he's literally moving the teddy bear himself. You know what I mean? I thought it was all literally just a program, and they have to actually do everything. I have no idea that's how they did it.
Really?
Yeah.
But what? I thought it was all CG.
Well, it is, but like he's got the green screen and everything, but every time he moves, you can see Ted instantly move on the screen. I thought it was much more intricate than that.
I thought Ted was Mark Wahlberg, played by Mark Wahlberg, wasn't he?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, no, Mark Wahlberg is the other character.
He's in it, yeah.
So Seth MacFarlane, what you're saying, is in a suit, a little Ted suit.
No, not a little teddy bear suit. He's in the green screen outfit with like the balls and everything on it.
And he's like moving the little arms
and
stuff.
But as he's like moving around, you can literally see it in real time on the screen, him being Ted and acting everything out. I thought it was a much slower process than that.
Wait, let me try that one more time.
Okay.
So he's in a green screen suit, or like with the little dots all over,
yes.
blah, blah, and he's being captured doing the movements as they will appear in the thing.
Right. But it's automatically transferred.
But not in the actual scene. He's not physically in the scene. He's being recorded to go into be placed into the scene.
That I don't know, but it sounds right.
Yeah. Because otherwise you'd have a fucking 7 foot. Because he's a tall guy. He's like 6'3". He's almost my height. Yeah, I think so. Know. So he's like, that would be a gigantic Ted. That would be a very different movie.
But again, this is not my field either. I just do music. Like, I just sing and dance. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your whole world is like it's phenomenal to me.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think all comedians want to be rock stars. And all
everyone
rock
wants
stars
to be a
rock
rock star, first of all.
Nah. Not fucking, biophysicists. They don't want to be rock stars. They are rock stars of science.
Exactly, though. That's what I'm saying. There's always their version of being a rock star. Everyone wants to be the master of their field. That's the glory of it, right?
Let me be more specific.
That's the success of it.
A lead singer of a band. There's a lot of comedians that love, like, idolize the idea of being able to walk out on stage and command people in the same way they do as a comic, but doing it with a gorgeous voice, looking sexy, being cool. You know what I mean?
Different form of entertainment. Yeah.
We have to be self-deprecating to be liked. Whereas a rock star just has to be effortlessly fucking cool and sexy, etc.
You know what? I agree with that. Yeah, definitely. I think it's incredibly difficult to be a comic.
But vice versa, when you get
nowadays.
up, I think a lot of musicians really wish they had the kind of between song banter that comedians can dish out.
1,000%. And that's actually something that I'm working on.
Oh,
that stage presence of it all. Definitely. Yeah.
Is that why you go to so much comedy and why you have so many comedian friends?
No, I don't know. When I first moved here, when you move to a new city, you just want to like engulf yourself in some type of community and make friends and everything. Yeah. So my roommate at the time, Lance, was running the comedy the comedy store down here on Sunset. Okay. So by default, I would always hang out with him and meet all these people. So like sense. Jeff Dye, Gabriel, Dane, Crystalia, Ahmed, all of them. So I've known them for going on 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's really, really cool. And Bobby Lee, all of them. So I get to see Crystalia is fucking huge now. He's huge now. And I remember when he was doing really, really small stuff with like Brett Ernst and all of them way back in the day at the Comedy Store.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, how fucking old were you 10 years ago? A child? You don't want to tell me your real age either. Fucking
see, this is when I'm definitely Asian on this.
All right, so just tell me what your stage age is, and then we'll just assume
my stage age is 24.
Okay, so 29. Okay, and it's gotta be like 28 maybe.
It's got to be around there somewhere.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were like literally just. Were you even legally allowed to be in that venue?
I wasn't legally allowed to drink.
Okay.
Yeah, but I actually moved out here when I was probably about 17.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I actually dated a comic when I first moved out here, and he
literally.
I dated a lot of comics, man. I dated a lot of comics, and I learned a lot, but there was a lot of struggles because no offense, but I feel like a lot of comics are very dark. I feel like they have a lot of soul searching to do, and within doing that, they're also presenting it to the world on stage. So it's like there's a lot of outside stress, a lot of beating yourself up in your head. Yeah, you know what I mean? And
self-deprecation and a little bit of self-loathing goes a long way in comedy.
And it's like nowadays we have the very accepting nature of being like, hey, do you have ADHD? Take medicine for it. Are you depressed? Take medicine for it. That's a lot more accepting nowadays. I feel like versus back then when people were up and coming in comedy.
Wait, you're depressed, fag.
Yeah, exactly, 1,000%.
I didn't say I was a homosexual. I said that I was depressed.
But like the thing with comics too is that you guys have to take really honestly terrible, hard stories that would like tear other people apart and somehow deliver it in a way to make other people laugh.
Hey, I know. I'm doing it for a living.
That's what I'm saying. That's truly
truth.
like the art of it. And a lot of people are so PC now where they're nitpicking things that you guys say. And it's like, hold on. They're literally trying to make you guys laugh and smile about something fucked up.
Yeah, but bear in mind, the people, anyone who's ever offended by comedy or offended by a comedian's performance, it's because they went there to be offended. That's why, you know, this is the issue, is that, and also it's a problem that was born out of social media as well, is that as soon as you gave people Twitter and Facebook status updates and Instagram posts, then you basically said, or the world said, the idea that you have something to say, we all want to hear it.
Yeah.
And the problem is that before that, you had to actually work in an industry where being an orator was part of what your job was. So people trusted you when you spoke. Didn't necessarily like what you said, didn't necessarily agree with it, but you had to be a politician or a comedian or maybe an actor, an actress, or even a musician. You know, you had a platform.
For sure.
Whereas now, everyone has a fucking platform. Now, they might not be... They might not say anything worthwhile, but, you know, fucking Steve in Ohio is an abhorrent racist and homophobe and, you know, thinks that Trump is God. That guy's allowed to go online and just go, man.
Everyone has an
opinion. Don't you hate it when's straight pride month?
Again.
When's straight pride month? You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. Where's my Me Too movement?
But listen, that guy, he's allowed to speak. The only difference is that 10, 15, 20 years ago, he would say that shit at home to his fucking toothless wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people should be like, yeah, honey, you're right. And that would be it.
Thanksgiving
Whereas now, everyone's got to fucking hear that shit.
Yeah, for sure. And everyone's got an opinion about things too. But also, it's the fucking people that are back here behind their keyboards too. Because they just like...
Hey, don't knock my friends over at Reddit.
No, it's one of those things though where it's like if we're on here and we're presenting ourselves, you can put what I'm saying to my face and be like, oh yeah, I saw that girl and this is what she said.
You're accountable to it.
Yes, exactly. And that a lot of people take for granted because if you just go online and you just like say whatever the fuck you want, people will be like, oh yeah, that's funny and like it and then just kind of move on.
I'm glad you brought that up
so people can just say all the shit that they want.
I've been waiting to be able to call you out to your face for some of the things you have said. I wrote down a little list, actually. So,
perfect.
On
I see a
Twitter,
lot of shit.
On the 7th of July, 2017, you said, and I quote, why do black people have to be so black all the time?
I mean, that's a legit question,
what do you
right?
Think?
Like,
wow.
No, I'm totally thinking with you. No, I'm totally
Oh, sorry, actually, that wasn't yours. That was Patton Oswalt. So I apologize. He deleted it actually, but I got a screen grab now.
That's the other thing that sucks too is that people are going so far back into people's Twitters that they're finding like really deep shit that people were just send because no one really thought twice about any mess like that. You know what I mean?
Like 2013, all I used to talk about on MySpace was cot death.
Well, that's still even too soon. I mean, even
and thank God
snuff
that's
movies.
Dead. Yeah.
I just watched.
Don't judge me.
I just watched what is it, 88 millimeter?
Oh God, yeah, that's a terrifying film.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Pretty fucked up though,
It's
isn't it?
so fucked up. Fucked up.
I don't mind a film
Snuff
like that
films.
to watch, even though that one's psychologically very fucked.
Oh, it's
I
brilliant,
like watching like thriller movies and stuff like.
I would consider
creepy
that a thriller movie, though, is it not?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I like watching those, but I don't like scary movies, really.
Do you know what? I am absolutely petrified of scary movies. I'm literally like I'm a mouse, okay? I get scared of everything.
You're a human being,
Karlea. I am a human being, but I have the personality of a mouse. I'm very, very frightful. Haunted houses, and
that's not true.
Can't...
That's a lie. That's a lie. You can't get away with saying that. Sorry, this is savage Snowflake. We're very direct here.
No.
You are 100% not a shy, retiring fucking mouse.
No way,
of a
you don't
personality.
think so? Oh man, I feel like I'm a very shy little mousy girl.
In any way, shape, or form, not true. You may have a more shy, personality behind the confident character of the performer, but yeah, you don't come off remotely shy.
You know what? That makes me feel really good. Maybe I really needed to hear that. Well, anyway, if you watch a scary movie with me, thanks for the compliment.
I really needed that right now.
I just really needed that. It was a segue into complimenting me.
Could you tell me I'm pretty? Tell me I'm pretty.
Keep going.
Oh my God. You're very pretty. Well done.
Oh, thank you. No, so my point was, so I just got into scary movies though. I've discovered a lot about myself. I'm that girl that you cannot bring to a movie theater because I will literally scream, jump up, and walk away. I
so
can't
overly
handle
dramatic
it.
then.
Yeah, overly dramatic, and it's truly not one of those things.
Terrible Tinder date.
Well, since I'm terrible Tinder date, yeah, I'll end that shit quick. Don't take me to a scary movie. It'll be done. It'll be over. I'm literally like in a giant hoodie with my ears closed like this because music is the thing that gets me. If it's a great score, I mean,
You make a really good point. There's like a YouTube account that's music videos without music or something like that. So they basically remove the backing track and then sort of dub it over with just the singing or with sound. And there's also what's it called? It's so good. It's called something like literal music videos or something.
Okay.
So they dub it over. So for instance, let's pick a song. So instead of like, I love it, right? In such a fucking hoe, I love it. But instead of that, they'll remake the song, but then sing what's actually happening. Like, I'm walking in this suit. It's Lego. It would be that kind of thing.
That song is actually really good.
Really funny.
Yes.
And there's another one where they remove the music from music videos. And then there's also a thing called shredding, where so you'll have like the Beach Boy. You know the Beach Boys. Get around.
Yeah.
And what they do is remove all the music. And then they redub it over, singing what it actually looks like. So when the guy's like, there's a bit where the guy's clapping, but he's not even clapping in time. So in the actual video, it's just he's like. And then the other guys go,
yes, that sounded amazing. Yeah. I think my favorite one was, have you seen the video?
It's so fucking funny.
They have the same thing for Ariana Grande and Christina Aguilera are in the car and they're doing like the carpool karaoke.
There you go.
And she's like, oh my God, can you like listen to me sing this song? Like they're
that's
just
what she sounds like these days. Or actually, no, Christina's still got a voice.
She has always had a voice.
J-Lo doesn't have a voice anymore, and Mariah, God rest in peace, Carey.
To her career.
Her career's still fucking kicking. Mariah Carey's, she's doing all right. She's not doing badly.
It's Mariah Carey, though. She's not going to go anywhere. As long as there's a Christmas, there's going to be a Mariah.
So there's a pre-recorded backing track with her vocals on it. She's fine.
Absolutely. And honestly, that's how a lot of music is done nowadays. Like, if you go to Vegas and you watch Britney, I mean, it's entertainment, though. It's evolving entertainment, And it's like... there's
not Celine Bloody Dion though.
This is true.
She gets up every
and Adele. Don't get me wrong. There's different types of artists where you have like
there's
the Lady Gagas and Adele.
And then there's ones who
you have
fade and don't work on their voice. All right, that's fair. There are performers.
There's performers, and then I believe that there's artistry and musicians, singer-songwriters. Like Adele, I think would be that. Lady Gaga is a hybrid.
What are you going to become in later life?
I want to be a J-Lo for sure. I want to be able to have something in Vegas and be performing over my tracks, but not just being able to belt and sing. Because if you need me to do that, fuck yeah, I'll do it.
J-Lo doesn't have voices.
Well, if you go see her show,
her voice to have eternal youth.
That sounds like
her body.
How big are her checks, man?
Her body is
banging.
Ridiculous.
She works
out. And she looks about 20 years old, but she sounds terrible.
Well, the thing is with J-Lo, I grew up on J-Lo. She's not a singer. She's never really been known. She didn't start as a singer. She didn't. She started as a dancer.
Except for the music career.
I'm serious. She is known as a dancer. That's how P. Diddy found her. She was a dancer, all of that. So, when you go into the studio and you find shit that you can vibe with and you're working with all these other creative people, it's not just being able to sing like Adele. It isn't. You have to be able to also capture a story and be able to present it. So if you go to her show.
Some of my favorite bands when I was a kid, from the pop world at least, they weren't great singers. You're right. They were entertainers. They were performers.
Right. This is also the pop lane, which is my lane. So there is artistry within the music and also with the performance.
Okay.
So it's like, again, if you go to Vegas and you watch J-Lo's show, she does... Usually they will always do at least one ballad in the show and actually sing it live.
Love it.
The rest of it is going to be like, oh yeah, you guys remember Jenny from the Block? Cool. You guys remember this dance?
There you go.
Here comes
Boom,
the gold outfits.
7,000
Here's
dances,
the change.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah. You turn around and everybody is in the stands being like, I fucking remember this song. I remember that dance too.
Okay.
Yes, from the Bronx. Oh, there's the A-Rod scene with the baseball bat.
Love it.
It's the whole aura of being a pop star.
I understand what you're saying. Actually, that's very fair. That's very fair.
There's a show. And also, with that being said, though, there is a certain level that you have to get in order to qualify for that type of stature.
Fuck yeah, that's the same for everyone, whether you're a comedian, a singer.
So it's like Britney has a show where I'm not quite sure because I haven't asked anybody, but I'm pretty sure most of that is tracked because you're doing 100%. So much dancing as well. Mm-hmm. Yo, that shit's hard. I literally am taking boxing classes so that I can train where I'm breathing from so that I can dance and sing and be able to push my voice in a certain way. There's a lot of intricacy into it.
You should do martial arts.
Martial
arts is all about breath
I ain't doing
control,
flips. I don't know.
Plus, you're
Asian.
I
know. I need nunchucks.
No, you don't need nunchucks. But if you were
samurai sword,
really, really proficient in one martial art,
I
That'd
want
be
ninja
pretty
stars.
cool. And then you could go. Well, actually, you're not from Japan though, so
I'm not from Japan.
so
I'm
this
Chinese.
is okay. This is okay.
What's
or does that?
this?
Yeah, because if you went to Japan.
Yeah.
With like tattoos on your forearms, that means you're like Yakuza property.
Is what? What
I'm
is
not
that?
joking. That means you're like. That means you would be part of the gang culture out there.
No way.
Women, especially women with tattoos, even men with tattoos, like Yakuza cover their bodies in tattoos, like for various bits of stages of what they're.
No, I'm ignorant. What is that word that you're saying?
Yakuza.
What is that?
Yakuza is like the organized crime syndicates in Japan.
Okay.
So in the same way, like mafia. Over
Gotcha.
in
Thank you.
the States and
Getting
Italy
educated
and
over here.
etc. Sicily, I guess. But yeah, so Yakuza would be the same thing out there. It's kind of
Well, this was definitely an issue because when you go to China or Hong Kong, I remember I went to Hong Kong and I met up with my aunt that I hadn't seen in like 8 years.
You get in trouble.
Well, no, not even this. I was wearing like a spaghetti strap dress because it was fucking hot out there. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dress cute, but like I'm with family. I was presentable.
Okay,
I wasn't.
Instagram follows. Let's do it. Let's get the fucking.
I was in a normal fucking sundress, man. She literally looked at my grandma, looked at her sister, looked at me because I was like, can you take me out and see like touristy places? Show me around. I want to hang out with you. She was like, you have to go change first. I can't take you out if you're like that. But I was like, I'm in a sundress.
Now this is your chance to get this voice acting role.
Oh, I was pissed.
Redo it one more time, but do it as a really angry old Asian lady.
I already failed. She didn't even tell me. She had to tell my aunt to tell me in English because she was too ashamed to even tell me. It was awful. But my point is that there is a huge stigma over there to where if you have any tattoos, showing skin and spaghetti straps, you're immediately shunned upon.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, I was like, fuck it. That's why I got this. I was like, that needs to break. That needs to break.
Well,
it's
I like
not a
the
communist
idea of
country in Hong Kong. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm a Miley Cyrus it up.
I like the idea of you changing, or trying in a small way with your own body art to change perceptions of what Asian ladies are allowed to look like.
Allowed.
And exist like.
That's the thing.
Because that's really what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but also
at
I'm
the same
using.
part,
Sorry.
I'm like, I was just going to say in the same breath, I'm very excited about my own cultural identity. Not, the British side I like, but also my Macedonian, Romanian side is really what I'm drawn to. And if there was something that was like a big stigma for... Actually, that's bullshit. What I was about to say was bullshit, because I was going to say that, actually, look, in my English side, I had a lip ring for many years, and my grandmother hated my lip ring.
Yeah.
She hated my long hair. She's literally dying right now. She's very, very ill.
Is that
in
why you
hospital.
cut everything off and took the...
Yeah, and when I cut the hair off and sent her a photo, she was like, "Oh, thank you." And part of me was like, well, I knew that she'd be stoked that I finally looked like a man rather than
you did look very
a
good.
biker. Yeah, thank you. But
you
it was
very
like
handsome.
it was like that made her happy. But yeah, I still got the lip ring. I still had the long hair for most of my life. That wasn't rebelling against her. I did it because that's what I wanted to look like.
Yeah.
So I understand it, but because we're talking like nationwide culture in a lot of Southern Asian countries and Northern Asian countries are so. It's such a taboo thing to have, especially
Taboo's an
on
excellent
your
word
hand,
for it. Very visible,
face,
out in the
neck,
open.
anything that's very viewed. I have like 14 tattoos, but if I lower this and had a pair of trousers
you're
on,
able to hide it.
you wouldn't know I got anything.
Yeah.
So it's like
I'm not like that at all.
now
No.
you're like, fuck you, Chinese relatives.
It's not even so much like fuck you. It's more like I want to show them that it's okay to do that. Like there's no harm.
Yeah.
There's no problem. But also
also you're trying to put the Western cultural
That's exactly what I was
experience
gonna
that
say.
you've grown up in onto them in a country where that ain't happened yet. Like, it's still so...
But just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean that it's an awful thing. You know what I mean? It's like...
No, you're right.
That's the pleasure that I have of being Asian American is that I am, in fact, born in the States on a country fucking farm in the middle of Kansas, moved to big city LA, and now I'm going to Hong Kong.
As long as you don't get in trouble because of it, though. Because it's like me, if
It's
I
come
went to
up in
Middle East,
meetings.
if I went to the Middle East, guess what? I'm not going to go out and have a big night on the whiskey with the boys.
Right.
Because I'm going to get arrested,
Yes.
thrown in fucking prison,
Yes.
and no British diplomats are coming to get me out. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
And I'm going to get raped and murdered in a Dubai prison. Like,
Yes, there's a classy way to go about it. Like when I send Miley out, I'm not going to go over to Hong Kong or China or Beijing and start twerking on stage. That's definitely not going to happen. But I will tell you that when I've gone into meetings over there, because a lot of them don't know that I speak Chinese. So I always keep it hush-hush. When you're in business meetings, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
So secret.
So secret.
So secret.
So like what a lot of Chinese businessmen know English, because obviously, and then they know Spanish and then Chinese.
Okay.
So we'll have a discussion in English.
Yeah.
They'll talk amongst
They'll
themselves.
flirt in Spanish because that's the flirty language.
No, I thought
Hola,
I thought
querida.
like, oh my goodness,
Yeah,
now
bit of
it's
that.
the flirty
Yeah,
language.
There you go.
You are really good at these accents.
Thanks,
I thought Italian was like the sexy, flirty language.
Ciao, cara.
Do you know what? Russian. I'm actually very
I want
attracted
to fuck you. No. It's not very romantic Russian, is it? I have seen you walking around today. Very beautiful lady.
Oh my God.
I give you 7 donkeys for this woman. I don't know. I don't think they trade in donkeys. That's more Middle Eastern, isn't it?
My dad's white. He actually did tell me that he needs like a goat in exchange.
Dowry.
A dowry. Yeah, he was like, I'll take a goat for you. I was like, Dad, are you gonna pay and like help with my wedding in the future or anything like that? Because I thought that was like the American thing to do.
Yeah, the father of the bride.
He was like, no, your future husband's supposed to give me a goat and like give me like a treasure chest.
What is your
money.
heritage actually? Because you obviously have Chinese heritage, which comes from which side?
So
your
my mother
father's
is
side or your
Chinese from Hong Kong.
Okay.
And then my dad is English, British actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we came over on the Mayflower. So, hey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's up?
I don't know. You tell me what's up.
Yeah, I did one of those DNA tests and it was literally 50-50. You know how you get like all your friends are like, "Oh, I'm like 16% Scandinavian." Da, 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 da.
So you got family still in England?
No. Nah, not anymore.
Wait, somewhere.
Not over there. I
You know
mean,
what? There's like a sort of Asian looking girl walking around.
that's definitely my family.
Just like, all right, fucking, what's going on? Do you know what I mean?
All right, fucking.
That's your long lost cousin.
Yeah, don't even need any more of a description. That's her.
Yeah.
That's definitely her.
Got fucking forearm tattoos, mate. Do you know what I mean? Loves it.
Is that the British version of me?
That's the British you.
I heard that there's like a northern and southern British accent. Is that true?
There's
like,
lots of different accents in Britain.
Okay.
In the same way that you have all those different dialects, I guess, in Asia. It's the same thing in England. You know, so you have very close by, and I'm talking like in the space of about two hours drive, an accent can go from like London accent like this, yeah, all right, I'm from London, blah, 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 to, hey, up here, how's it going? What's going on? Northern, Northern
really?
accent. That might be a bit longer. That might be a 4-hour drive, maybe, or a 3-hour train.
See, that
ride,
almost sounds a little like either Irish or Scottish.
Well,
right?
that's because we're going north, and then when you get up to Scotland, then you got to get really. That's when you go fucking
shout out
next
to
level.
Scottish boys. I love that accent.
Really?
And I don't think they get enough credit for it either. Everyone's like, oh, the Australian accent. Meh.
Fuck Australians.
Meh, fuck 'em.
Every Lyft and Uber I get in out here,
Really?
the driver's always like, "Oh wow, where in Australia are you from?" I'm like,
no way.
Fucking London. It's
Do you get that a lot?
we're the pre-criminal version. Yeah.
Well, New Zealand, right? New Zealand accents
New
as
Zealanders
well.
are lovely. I love Kiwis.
Yeah.
But Aussies, pretty much every. They did a study recently. They said like 88% of Australian men are pedophiles. So I mean,
What?
like, yeah.
No.
That's insane, right?
How do they...
88%.
Well, isn't the story of that I'm going to get this wrong, but didn't...
Please tell me you understand I'm joking.
Well, no, hold on. This is a segue into something serious because...
Okay, but I'm not being serious. 88% of Australian men are not pedophiles. And
I
for
mean,
you to just, like,
again, I'm
blindly
not a big
accept-
fan of Australian boys, so this doesn't, it
Yeah,
literally
but
would not surprise
that's-
me. All they do is get fucked up, drink a lot, and bang a bunch of chicks.
That's
like,
what British people do as well.
it's because, no, you guys have fucking tea and shit. At least you guys are a little bit more classy with
It
things.
depends what you're talking about, because the English are very split into two separate people, right?
Okay.
As far as Americans are concerned. One half of the English people are, I guess, a little bit like, hey, what's going on, Jason Statham? Yeah, I'm just like a tough boy.
That's a good
And I like
example.
to drink, and I like to fight, and I like to fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one half of the British people. And then the
Mm-hmm.
other half of the British people that you Americans think that we are is all very, oh my God, I'm such a silly Brit.
Yes,
I'm so
totally.
awfully,
I
frightfully
think of like
silly.
Sam Smith. You know what I mean? Like
I
just
saw
that.
last
Very pleasant.
episode. I had Michelle Gomez, an actress from Doctor Who and Gotham and The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. She's playing Madam Satan in that right now. So she came on, and her husband actually is an actor called Jack Davenport. And me and him, he picked her up, and we had a little chat and a little, we just had a little, cup of coffee or whatever around the corner.
Cup of tea.
Well, actually, it was a Diet Coke. They had a Diet Coke, and
Diet
I had a
Coke.
Pilsner because letting the side down. But we were talking about what you have to be to succeed in America as a performer if you're from the UK. And you really,
think that is?
as a man, you just have two choices. That's it. You either have to play up that you want characters.
Yeah.
Americans want us to be one of two characters, and one is the silly Brit. Like
Well, here's the thing with men in the entertainment industry. I feel like if you can make fun of yourself to the utmost extent of being and looking like a jackass, then the more popularity you would get. Like DJ Khaled. Like, I feel like he's just like just loud and obnoxious, like a cartoon character.
You're not allowed to refer to him the way that you did.
DJ Khaled.
If you're saying his name, you have to say, DJ Khaled! Like that. That's
Mike Wilt made it. All of them. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, who was I just thinking of? Crap, I forgot. Lost my example.
I don't know. Scottish boys, probably.
Oh, I do love Scottish boys.
Have you ever dated a Scottish boy?
No, I can't find one.
Really? I know.
Yeah, they're all taken.
All taken. Not in Scotland, they're not.
Well,
right
someone needs
now,
to buy me a ticket out there and go manhunting.
There's what are you, 24, 25? 24, 24, yes. Right. There's a 24-year-old pale ginger Scottish lad right now in fucking...
I need older men. Older men.
In Edinburgh, just like, oh my God, she could be the one. Nope. Unbelievable.
How old are you? No, I need older men. I need like over 30 for sure. I need like probably 35, 36, 37.
Older men?
Honestly, I've never dated anyone really my age, and the ones that I've tried to date, I'm like, our conversations are nowhere on the same level.
See, it's quite funny because I think for a man, when you're actually this is true of me. I don't know if this is true of everyone, so I got to stop generalizing and saying, as a man, this is what I think. I think like when I was younger, I was exclusively into older women because older women know how to fuck.
But that's a phase that men go through. I feel like.
No.
Really?
It was like for the majority of my adult life. From as soon as I knew, from like 16 onwards, I was like, older chicks. And
what classifies as older?
Oh, I mean, like I
you mean
was
like
intimate
MILF?
with like women in their from mid-20s to all the way up to like mid-40s when I was like a teen. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I was in my 20s, yeah, the best sex I ever had and the best conversation, best relationships, or not necessarily relationships. A lot of them were just friends.
It's a type of relationship no matter what it is.
That's but they were women in their 30s, early to mid 30s.
Right. I agree with that. I feel like women are best when they're actually, I think they're worst when they're like 26, 27. We just trying to figure shit out. We're still partying, getting in that transition of things. Because like younger college, you just have to excuse all of that.
Is that also because of like you've come out of the young bit and you're not quite yet in the am I ready to pop out a little baby if that's what I'm looking for. But your body is telling you a few things like, hey,
for sure, but also I feel like
calm it down, Becky. Stop fucking slut dropping.
So someone told me that in your 20s you're figuring out what kind of career you want to have, and then in your 30s you're actually executing that career. So that comes with a lot of grown-up aspects like mentality, business strategies, taking care of yourself, looking better, being presentable. Those are all attributes
I get behind that. Actually, I mean, I disagree with the knowing what my industry was going to be because I knew that from childhood. But
well, I did as well, but like in your 20s
you're looking after your mental and physical health in certain ways. Absolutely. I'm way more conscious of that
for sure. But with men, I think the word on the street is that men mature later. Does that make sense? Like men mature later. So
absolutely. Women emotionally mature. Women emotionally mature way before men.
Well, some of us. I don't know, man. I know a lot of chicks my age that are like just starting drama like crazy. There's just like if I'm talking to my guy friends, they're like, yeah, I'm having a problem with a chick. How old is she? 24. No. And they're like, she's 30 and she's acting like this. Oh my God, no. If she's 30 and she's still...
and that's this town. This town is very fucking different to anywhere else in the world. Hollywood, we can't take a kind of, nationwide gender study based on people in Hollywood.
Although it is a melting pot, but still, like for instance, I've been traveling a lot for this radio tour. So part of the reason why I'm doing this is so that I can go out and meet radio DJs and watch them spin and see the crowd and see what people are listening to.
Tell me what a radio tour entails then.
So, like I said, I'm just figuring all this stuff out too. So I just got back from San Fran. So when I go to San Fran, they have
live performances, live singing there?
No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm a musician. I'm not even singing right now. It's the wildest thing. It's all about networking and communication and getting yourself into the right spot. It's business, literally business. So I'm going and I'm meeting all of these people who like run these radio stations.
So that's like me going to being taken out to various different comedy clubs across the country to meet the bookers, chat with them.
Essentially, yeah. So they'll call you and be like, hey, I'm going to put your song out, or like, hey, I want you to come headline me or headline this show, yada yada. So when it comes time for me to actually put my song on radio, instead of giving me that 3 a.m. slot, I'm really hoping they'll be like, yo, Karlea is dope. I'm gonna put her on like at 8 a.m.
Let's put her on 2:45.
Yeah. Or like when people are always in their cars. You know what I mean? Instead of being like, oh, well, they just paid me X amount of money, I'm gonna throw her on at 3 a.m.
That's so different than England. England, it's all done through a radio plugger. So the artist would never plug the music themselves or do those meetings. You pay a radio plugger who then goes and has the relationships with the networks, with the stations, with the DJs, with the biggest shows. Basically goes, look, this artist is going to be huge. Here's this
That
track.
is the way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't like doing that shit. I like actually talking and communicating and getting my personality out there. I don't want to be able to just to pay people and be like, hey, throw it on there. I want people to believe in me. I want people to know me. I want people to talk about me and like me. You know what I mean? I like that part of the business. A lot of people, like when I book stuff, I don't have my manager talk to anybody. I talk to the person who's booking me, or I talk about what I'm doing because it's interpersonal. And I would rather learn everything now than look like an idiot later when people are like, oh, you didn't know that this was the process. You know what I mean?
Are you controlling, Karlea?
Fuck yeah, in like the best way possible. That's called being like a boss. You know what I mean? Yeah. 2019. It's
what? What does that even mean?
Because it's like a woman empowering thing. You know what I mean? Right, it's like women can do everything nowadays.
I love the idea that you just make a statement and just go, 2027.
2019.
Just fucking
women in 2019.
That's what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna make statements, then just back it up with a date.
Yeah. Yes.
Just gonna go. I think you'll find I am the greatest stand-up comedian that has ever lived.
2025.
2022. Just fucking.
As
what you gotta say to that?
Exactly.
Huh?
You don't even know what we're talking about, but it's so cool.
Bill Burr. 2022. Bill Burr. Yeah. I think I made my point.
But that is the traditional way to do it. You always just have other people plug in your stuff. But
I keep looking at all the little tattoos because all my tattoos have stories. Some of them are quite obvious. You got a fucking, a snake that looks super like Chinesey. So it's like look at me.
This is my Chinese arm.
This is a Chinese arm. What's this thing though? That looks like, is that a dragonfly? What is this?
No, this is actually a sumi painting of a grasshopper. My manager, when he took me under his wing, he worked for some really big people, and that was when I was like super young. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Oh, young grasshopper.
Almost.
It wasn't a Mr. Miyagi thing?
You and your accent. It is kind of like a Mr. Miyagi thing.
That's what you used to say.
He would always call me young grasshopper. And
is he a really old Asian martial arts
No,
master?
He's a really dope black guy.
Doesn't mean he can't be. Hey, there's some really famous, anime series and...
He's like super hip-hop, Aftermath, Dr. Dre, like that kind of vibe. Okay. He taught me a lot about the business.
Yo, what's up, young grasshopper?
I mean, shit, maybe... A little bit.
Damn, motherfucker. Let's do a radio tour. 2019. DJ
Kelly. You nailed it. That's exactly what my life is.
Wax on, motherfucker.
He's in the back of all of my tracks. Wax on.
Do it for honor, bitch. Do it for your honor.
Do it for your honor.
Fuck you up, man.
Oh, my God.
We're going to pull through. Young grasshopper jumping out.
Oh, my God. It's killing me. Okay. It's killing me. He actually got the same tattoo.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty great relationship there. Okay, what's this one little
really
star?
Cool.
Because,
this one was my first tattoo.
Let's do it. Blink-182, let's go.
Blink-182.
Let's do it.
That's actually, I talked to my girlfriends about it because I always talk to them. We have like a group chat. I'm like, hey, what if I got this tattoo? Just mulling things over. Nice. This is my very first one.
Isn't he cute?
I know. Like, what if I got it here? And I was talking about my tattoos with all my girlfriends, and my best friend goes, that's the worst tattoo. You should get that. Yeah, you should get that.
Because it documents a period of your life. Everyone has a shit tattoo from when you're younger.
For sure. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have two that I'm getting lasered off, but this one was my very first one. I'm like,
what's worse than that is getting lasered off?
It's so bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Batman fan.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Huge. Like Michael Keaton, 1989. Hang on, fell asleep to those.
Is this going to be like that you're huge into building computers and that you speak Cantonese? So actually you're a huge Batman fan that you once saw one Batman movie.
I only watched it twice and I was a fan.
No. I'm a huge Batman fan I love his sidekick, Catwoman. And
I don't watch the comics. Or I don't read the comics or anything like that.
I'm glad you don't watch the comics.
So watching comics. But I did grow up with like the 1989 Michael Keaton ones. So I was a huge fan of like the Tim Burton. Danny Elfman did all of the music.
Fuck
so
yeah.
there we go.
Great era.
Amazing era of acting and cinematography, all of that. So growing up, everyone knew that I was the Batman girl. like, I don't know, it just stuck. So I thought it would be really cool if I got an EKG line, like a heartbeat line with the Batman symbol in it.
How far gone is it?
Guys, I need better friends. Like,
how far gone is it? How much of it is gone?
It's like, look
oh, it's really bad. It's really bad. Wait.
Yeah,
I want to make sure for the
make
video.
Sure you get this. Oh no.
Wait,
it's
hang
so
on.
awful.
Let me move the.
Can we see it?
That is absolutely dog shit.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my god. And like every time I go to Vegas, I'm in bikinis, whatever. And so like guys will always start a conversation with, tattoos.
Did you start a tattoo and then just get bored? What the fuck happened there?
It's like great. What the fuck? Like, so literally it's
Karlea,
one of two things.
I'm a big believer that the worst tattoos have a place on us because it's a part of the story.
This
it's part
does
of
not
your life.
have a.
That though is got to be one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen. I could do that better.
I know. No. So here's also the thing. When I went to go get it done, again very mousy at the time, I guess. Okay. So the guy.
Bat mouse. You were like a bat mouse.
Oh no! Now it's turning into a thing. The artist who did it, I'm pretty sure it was like his first job. It was like his first night there.
I'm pretty certain he wasn't a tattoo artist.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I got bad fucking friends, man. I my friend Sean's the one who took me. Where you at?
Babe, I know this guy. He's fucking dope. You gotta check him out.
Awful, man. He was like kind of shaking. He was like nervous to put this on me, and the whole time I was like, this feels like a bad idea.
The only person to ever get a tattoo from someone with Parkinson's. That's what it looks like. That's horrendous.
Yeah, pretty close. So I've gotten this lasered off about 4 different times. Hurts like a bitch.
And it's still that dark. God. It's not even a big tattoo. It's not that dark.
I still have like 8 more sessions to go, I think. Yo, this shit hurts though. It's so painful. But anyway, so every time
it makes all the skin bubble and stuff, doesn't it? When
it does a little bit, bad, and you can smell your skin frying. It's rough. Nice. It's just like, I mean, it only takes 15 seconds, like real quick, like zzz, but.
If nothing else, I think we've at least like encouraged people that if you are going to get a tattoo, just think
about it and bring better friends along with you. Like really think about it.
Yeah.
This shit is not cool.
Okay, so that one's going.
Well, every time, here's the thing though, like I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad the moment that I wore a bikini because when guys come up and talk to me, they're like, "Oh, are you in nursing school?" Because it's like it's a heartbeat line.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So they segue
like, monitor line, yeah.
And then the other one that I always get is literally 50-50. Are you demonic? Is that like a demon thing that you have there? God damn it.
You are talking some classy dudes.
Yeah. No, they're trying to talk to me. It's like they're just trying to segue into shit. It's like, yo, are you in nursing school?
You save lives?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, Chad, can we see this tattoo?
My aunt's in nursing school too.
My mom was a nurse. I would bang you so hard because my mom does the same thing, and secretly I want to bang my mom.
But like not so secretly.
Enough. I didn't stop breastfeeding till I was 7. EKG for life, bro. That's horrendous. And what's the other one they're getting removed? You don't have to show me it. What is it?
It's not that bad.
Oh, is it this one?
But I don't like it. Can you see this?
I don't hate that one. What's that? What is it? It's a little leaf, a little a flower.
It's just a really bad decision. You know what I mean? Like like you look at your tattoos and you're like, oh, that's why I got it. That's why I got it. That's why I got it. Why the fuck? No, it's
not even straight. Love it.
No,
love it.
Well, I mean, it's not really supposed to. So it's supposed to be a Viking rune symbol for music. This is when Pinterest first came out, okay? So, when you're on Pinterest, you get fucking lost and shit. You're like, oh my God, this looks really cute.
Given your Scandinavian heritage, it made sense for you to get.
All of my Viking heritage, I needed to get a rune.
Yeah.
Idiot. Dumb. You know what I mean?
Idiotic. That one I don't think is that bad. I was surprised that that's one of the ones.
Well, no, it's idiotic because when I hold my microphone, I hold it with my right hand. So it's in every shot. You know what I mean? So everyone's like, oh my God, what is that?
The cupcake on your finger.
The cupcake on my finger, that's a good one. I like that one.
What's that one? Why is that?
It's just a cupcake on my middle finger. There is no story. It's just
you got to explain this to me. Because one of my pet peeves, don't get me wrong, I was a little emo boy back in the day. I did a little bit of alternative pin-up photographs and stuff like that. So I did my bit with lip rings and shirts and all that shit. But when I did it, right, I knew I was a kid and I was desperate to be rock and roll cool. And I'm guarantee there's some terrible photos from fucking MySpace days where I was like swearing at the camera.
I was like,
now, there you go. Yeah. But now, this is like a whole thing. Is to be like a sexy, rebellious, like young pop sensation. It's all like there's 2 things that girls do, and this is girls predominantly. One is the like swearing at the finger, like "fuck you." I'm so rock and roll. Fuck you. It looks
that
pathetic.
shit ain't cute. I went through that stage.
Secondly,
that shit ain't cute.
Now
cute.
it's all the tongue it's like your tongue has to touch a different place on your face each time.
We're running out of things to do in photos, man. We're running out. It's like Miley's done the tongue thing, and then we've already used the duck lips thing. Now everyone has injections.
Why? It never looks rock and roll.
No. I didn't get this because I'm in photos doing this. Oh, okay. I just thought it would be funny because I'm a cute chick and I wanted to get a cupcake, and I was like, I want a finger tattoo. Fuck it, I'll put it on my middle finger. Okay. Like, that's plain and simple just how that was. I don't have like a cute little story for it. I mean, I ain't trying to like be badass or anything like that at all. I just thought it was cute. Bit. But that's because
when you go back to China, a little bit, getting those forearm tattoos out, upsetting your poor auntie.
Well, my poor auntie. Well, that's the thing, though. It's like when you meet me and you talk to me and everything, you know that I am a sweetheart. I'm not a bad fucking person. I'm not an asshole. Let someone else say that, but I'm not. I mean, I'm also, I am modest, but I feel like I do tell the truth about things. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm fucking tough shit. Da, 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 da. No, I like being a sweetheart. I strive to be a genuine, good-hearted person.
I wanted you on the podcast because I thought you were quite a nice little juxtaposition. When we did that stream, that broadcast, I said to you at the time, I think, that, you know, I was like, you know, young pop girl, looks very aesthetically very, very nice, but also like, you know, definitely a bit of an LA thingy, sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
The hair and the
I like
nails
it.
and all that and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, cupcake tattoos on your middle finger and all that shit, right? But then I was like, oh, I'm going to really dislike this person. I can already tell that she's going to be vacuous and two-dimensional. And actually, you were very fucking funny over the course of that stream.
I mean, thanks. That's nice to hear.
Not as funny today. I'm going to give you more.
I'm not a funny person, and that's what I said on that show, too. I was like, so I'm here at the Laugh Factory with all these comics.
I'm teasing you.
I'm not a funny person.
I'm teasing you. You were actually very funny on that stream. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, that's cool. I like that there was what aesthetically you represented. And of course, like you say.
I'm goofy. I think that's the thing. I'm a little goofy. That's what people say.
You just came off a little more real than the two-dimensional, vacuous nature of a lot of girls in LA.
Well, that's nice to hear. I appreciate that.
I'm also in a place where I'm trying to. I mean, do you think that LA's always been, Hollywood especially, has always been garbage. A place for. It has been garbage. Yes, absolutely.
Garbage.
Well, first of all, that's fucking weird, isn't it? Because everywhere else around the world, and I don't know if it's the same in other states in America, because you were not from LA originally. We're sold this idea that Hollywood is just palm trees and beautiful people and everyone's doing it. But it's, I mean, especially right now because there's such a horrendous homeless problem. It's mostly just dudes and chicks walking around, girls walking around sometimes with like in their underwear with a titty hanging out,
douches.
Fucked, and then guys with needles hanging out their arms screaming at each other, and then douchebags and fake girls who look like they put suck too much out their ass and put it into their lips. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, here's the thing.
It's a pretty depressing place.
It is. So this is what I wanted to say earlier when I was talking about, since I'm on radio tour and I'm traveling a lot, I have to go out to these clubs, so it looks like I'm partying and everything, which is cool. I'm not, but you know, I'm out there.
Keeping up the Instagram lie.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm also, I am working. I listen to what people are listening to, how they're moving, how they're DJing. So I'm watching the crowds and everything, and I've only known LA. I go out in LA, I go out in Vegas. So LA is very pretentious in the fact that when women go out, they get dressed up with hair extensions, lip injections, all this shit. They go out to be seen. They don't go out to have fun. I went to San Fran, to all these different places. Yo, they have so much fun. They don't give a fuck about what they look like. They're there to literally bounce to music with their friends and have fun.
You know what that
Not
is.
To be like stuck up in the corner like doing this shit. Be like, oh, you can't stay. All of that garbage is garbage. But what?
I was going to say the reason for that is because they're incredibly fucking wealthy in San Francisco.
I know a lot of broke ass bitches that are like, yo, so-and-so's going to get a table tonight. Let's go do this. We spend more money.
In San Francisco, I'm saying in San Francisco.
Oh, in San Fran.
In San Francisco, because there's so much money in that town. It's so expensive. You can look like shit and go out because you're like, it's all right.
Well, even in Dallas, I went to Dallas and I went and checked out the club scene. And there were people in fucking onesies and everything, literally just there to have fun at the club and listen to music and get drunk with their friends.
So what you're saying is you're going to become successful enough that you get to wear a pair of Crocs and a onesie.
Well, I don't know about them Crocs, but literally my first song is
Post
about
Malone
that.
released some Crocs.
Post Malone also has very tired painted underneath his eyeballs. Yeah. Like, that's rough. That's so rough.
You'd never fuck Post Malone?
No. Nope, that's going to be a solid no.
You thought about it for a second,
No,
though.
I thought about other people listening to me saying that, what they would think from that. Nope. Sorry, Post. You, like, he's cool, very talented. I ain't got it.
I heard he's smelly. That's what I heard.
Literally, that's what I was gonna say. But the thing is that when you first get off of stage, and he's tall like you. He's like what?
No,
6'3"?
I think this is just general. Like when he turns up, maybe for interviews and stuff, he just smells a little like
just a little
lived in.
funk.
But that's because the poor lad. I think he's got like a drinking issue, and I think
most
he
rock
smokes a
stars
lot
do.
and he drinks a lot. And if you drink and smoke a lot and you kind of pass out on your couch most nights and blah blah, and he works his ass off. Don't get me wrong.
His ass off.
And when he scrubs up, when he there's very occasionally for a music video or two, he's worn like a nice fucking outfit and they've groomed the beard a little or done his hair a little bit. He actually looks like he's not a bad looking lad. I think
You're talking about smelling him through a photo versus like in real life, right?
Because I know people who like spent a little time with him and said he was a musky man.
Okay, so I think his BO was just naturally smelly. Like he's just one of those naturally BO ridden kind of people.
No, motherfucker just doesn't take care of himself because he's like
that's
working
so
really hard
nasty.
and then he's partying.
Can you imagine going down on him? Like
no.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh God.
And I've tried many times.
Yeah, I can't get there. I can't get there with that thought.
No.
Just really sweaty and no.
He's gonna have a little funky dick, isn't he?
Yeah, it's got like oof. Can't do it.
That's gonna be the name of his next track.
Oh, sorry, Post.
Coming
Now I
up
feel
here with
bad.
a funk dick. Got a little bit when it don't stick. Oh.
Hey.
So stinky, so
That's
stinky,
really
so
good.
stinky, so stinky, so stinky, so stinky.
You should do that. That's actually really good.
No,
we should
because it's
send it to him.
incredibly mean.
It is really mean, and it's not like I remember Taylor Swift got off a stage and one of the reporters, and I felt so bad for this reporter. She's like, "Oh wow, you look like a mess right now. How was it getting off a stage?" And Taylor Swift was like, "Well, I look like a mess because I'm sweating and I just got off the stage and I'm working my ass off." You know what I mean? I was like, "Whoa, Taylor."
Taylor
Easy.
Swift is very intense young lady.
She likes to snap. She likes to bite.
She
right?
does, doesn't
Do
she,
you know
a
what? I
lot?
shouldn't have even said that because now what if this like comes back an hour later or like a year
haunt you,
later,
yeah.
and Taylor's gonna be like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
But I think she
Hashtag
can't.
Team Kanye.
No, absolutely not. She can't deny that. There's moments, I think, especially when you're a huge star like that, of course, the moments where someone reacts in a very human way. So if I just got off stage doing stand-up and someone was like, "Hey man, you look like a mess," I'd be like, "Oh, thanks motherfucker. That's because I've been working. What have you been doing? Sitting down here chilling, waiting for me. Thanks." Like I would do the same thing. And that's not me being snippy. I'm not a snippy person.
But she came off like
don't be fucking rude.
Snippy.
Yeah.
There was another one where she was at the Grammys and someone was like, "Oh my god, so who are you gonna go home with tonight? You look amazing, like a bombshell."
That one I agree with. She was there. There's small little ways that the industry finds to keep, look, in the same way that China wants to keep you in your lane by not letting you have forearm tattoos. And that's from family and thousands of years of cultural stereotypes and expectations. But in the same way, I'm like, I consider I'm not a third wave feminist. I don't think men are pieces of shit. I think men are great. But I also am a feminist in the thing that I think we should be treated equally.
Progressive, yeah.
No one's going to go to me if I turn up in a gorgeous suit for a red carpet for a movie that I'm doing or something like that, and they go, "Wow, Jeff, you look incredible. That suit is, I mean, God, which lady's going to be taking you home tonight?"
Yeah, okay, that's a good point.
I'd be like, "Oh, I just dressed up for myself, I just wanted to look good because, this is the movie that I'm starring in."
I guess
and
it's
that was
more...
her point. Is like, "Oh, those legs, some lucky man's going to be taking you home." And then she goes, No one's going to be taking me home.
It's like, boys are trouble. I'm going home by myself.
I dressed up to look nice. I just wanted to.
For sure.
I dressed up to look
Which
good.
I don't want to say, like, I'm not necessarily nagging on that. I guess if I were personally asked that question.
Hate Taylor Swift?
Honestly, I fucking love Taylor Swift. Her 1989 album gave me life. No way. I'm a huge T Swift fan. Let's make that known. But I watch this stuff because I want to learn.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I'm watching the interviews.
On the
well, when she was asked that, if I was asked that question, I wouldn't have thought pessimistically in that sense, like where she went to. My head wouldn't have gone that way.
She's also her brand right now,
yeah.
And for the last few years has been. She's very much been a popular culture icon who's associated herself with
that single woman feminist,
single woman third wave feminist charge.
Okay.
Now, I don't think she hates men, as far as I know. I've never seen her shit on men per se, but it's in the same way, like she has to make sure that no little thing is ever said that can ever potentially put her in a position, because I understand, like, fans will go, "Oh wow, she just made herself, she just owned herself by men, by saying that any of them could take her home," or what, you know what I mean? Like,
so I wonder if she's groomed to think these thoughts and like nip them in the butt.
Who knows?
Maybe she loves what?
Maybe she's like, "No man's taking me home because I'm gonna go home with a girl because I'm
more power to her."
fucking into it.
Yeah.
I'm with her.
I'm with her too. Yeah, great. Good for her.
Yeah.
No, I love Taylor Swift. I love her music. I think she's incredibly talented. She's so fun.
Oh,
her cats are.
No one cares, Karlea.
No, I care.
No one cares about your. No one cares about your fake. I love everyone.
You think I'm so fake about everything? You're not Chinese.
When you do that,
you don't like Batman. You don't like T Swift. This whole interview is just
right
schmuck.
now. Build me a fucking PC.
Even though I haven't built one since I was 6 years old.
Yeah. No, yeah. No. I just look, no one's going to question whether you like the artist or not. I just think we don't need to know that. We don't care about it. I think there is. Look, you're going to be hit with questions like that. You know, as the music starts releasing, when you start touring and performing live on those tours, you're absolutely going to be then. What's it called? Not a victim to. You're gonna be under a microscope where fans and trolls
will be nitpicking everything
you say, everything you do. So you have to be media trained.
Yeah.
And one part of that is when they go, and they're absolutely your love life is going to come into question. Who you date, who you're interested in, blah 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 blah. That's going to become part of it. And I do think either you go the Taylor Swift route where you just go, you shut it down immediately and go, no. No,
don't need it.
That motherfucker, bear in mind, she's been like in the industry. She's been doing this since she was a kid, right? Like with quite a lot of fame from a very young age.
1000%.
So at this point, she's younger than me. I'm 35. She's got to be like, how old is she? Is she even 30 yet?
I don't think so. No.
Or at least stage age, she's under 30, right? She's like 29,
she's under
28,
30.
29.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, Rihanna just turned 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is so insane to me. So the idea that she can be, if over half her life pretty much has been media training, what to say, what not to say, how to do
sexist.
it.
She even said it herself. She was like, how come I can write about all of these breakups and everything that I have, and everyone's like, oh, she's a hater on men because she talks about breakups. But Ed Sheeran does the same thing, and he's not ridiculed like that. Ed Sheeran.
Oh, Ed Sheeran,
you know what I mean? Yeah, or like even Bruno does it, where you're like talking about your exes and your past relationships. Taylor Swift has always had that stigma against her, like, oh, she's gonna cry about an ex again.
As far as I know, Taylor Swift, like Adele, a huge part of their musical back catalogue has been about the breakups.
Yeah.
Whereas as far as I know, Ed Sheeran has released a few songs about it, but a lot of them are not about that, right?
Well,
so
no.
she could be identifiably seen as an artist who sings more about breakups, but with good reason, because Adele and her are two of the biggest selling artists in the world ever.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is people love to hear about heartbreak. They love to. Music
course.
speaks to you when you're in a low place, when you're in an emotional place.
That's good fucking pop music. I love pop music.
That's why I like my audiences to be miserable when they come into the comedy club. And then I talk about the most miserable shit in my life, so they leave more miserable, but really,
not as bad as that guy.
But really connected. Yeah, exactly. But they're really connected. They're like, well, at least I'm not him.
Yeah. Is that what you want people to really go home with? Yeah, my life doesn't suck anymore.
Yeah, at least I'm not Jeff Leach. That's going to be my first stand-up special. At least I'm not Jeff Leach. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When are you going to do a comedy special?
I don't know. When someone fucking pays me to do one, I guess.
Well, what's his name does it went at the Ice House? He didn't do like a grand theater with it. What's his name? The doctor. The
Ken
Asian
Jeong.
doctor. Yeah.
Was that the Ice House, that show?
Yeah, he actually...
I saw it.
He did the whole special at the Ice House.
Did you enjoy it? You watched it? Careful. He's a powerful Asian in Hollywood. Careful.
I know.
Careful.
I'm scared to answer this question.
Okay, I'll answer it for you.
No, I'm a big fan of his.
I'll answer it for you. Ken Jeong, like his old school performances on stuff like Def Jam, Comedy Jam. He was one of the only, I think, might have been the only Asian comedian to ever perform on a Def Jam show. In the same way that Rich Voss was one of the only white comics to perform in it.
How long has he been in the game?
Oh, fucking decades.
As a comic?
Yeah. He was a stand-up comic way before he was a film actor.
Or a doctor?
Oh, he was a doctor before that.
Okay.
But he
How
was
old is
he
this
was
dude?
doing stand-up.
Jesus.
Late 40s.
I thought
probably?
he started maybe 10 years ago.
No, he's like late 40s.
Wow.
At least. But his Ken Jeong, when he was on that, he was hilarious. When he was really relentless. Now he's a different guy. And I watched that special, and the first 15 minutes was just him kind of just, yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Well, you banter with the audience.
No,
right?
It wasn't even good crowd work. And then he's like, there was no real theme. It was like, oh, I love my wife. It's like, all right, bro. Don't invite your wife to your comedy because clearly that's bad for your fucking stand-up. And I tell him that to his face. I didn't enjoy the special, but I do think he's immensely talented as a stand-up, and I also think he's great in pretty much every fucking movie he's in.
In every fucking movie. I heard that he's like that all the time. I heard that he's on like that all the time. time.
But then also, he's got millions of dollars, a nice house, I'm sure, somewhere in the fucking Hollywood Hills, and he's working a lot all the time. And
what show was he a judge on? The Masked
and I'm not,
Singer,
so,
is that right?
So I'm sure he doesn't give a fuck about what I think of his comedy. He was on The Masked Singer, he was on that as well as one of the hosts, as one of the judges. But here's the thing, though, I've always looked at it this way. Comedy, like music, like any other art form, is completely subjective. So what I think is a good comedy special, someone else might think is dog shit, and what they think is great, I might think is dog shit.
1,000%.
You know, so it's all right.
For sure, for sure. Ellen DeGeneres, she just had one, right? Did you like her?
Did she? Oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it.
Oh, I like her. I like her a lot. Yeah.
I've heard she's very mean, so I don't know. No,
she literally gives out millions of dollars to people. How can that establish a mean person?
All right, well, first of all, a lot of that money is not coming out of her pocket. You realise it's
she's got a lot of charities.
Absolutely, a lot of charity work, which is wonderful, and
she picks up like YouTube stars. You know what I mean? Like little kids who are on YouTube, like come from the Midwest and bring them onto her show.
Like Ellen DeGeneres comes up with the features on her TV show,
and that's not.
She doesn't have a team of 20 writers. People like me who have to do submissions for what her features are going to be. And there's a team of 20 of those. To be at the level
that she's at and to be able to give back so much has to be able to establish for something in her personality. She has to be able to be a good person because
she doesn't. That's bullshit. That's the sheen of Hollywood. Here's the reality. Ellen DeGeneres is a very talented performer and an incredibly talented, gifted businesswoman. And so I think she's incredibly successful for good reason. You know, she acted well, she does her stand up well, and she hosts very well.
Humanitarian now.
I think humanitarian behaviour starts in very small ways. So it's being polite to your wait staff when you're sitting in a restaurant. It's being polite to the staff who make you a star every day on your TV show. The general consensus across Hollywood, and this is insider information from people who work with her, writers, producers, etc., is that she's very mean. She's a mean woman. She's not very nice,
like
not
Chelsea
very friendly.
Handler mean?
Very like, cameras on. Hey, I'm just really friendly and it's great and blah, 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 and lovely. Oh my God, she's so great. And cameras off.
No way.
Yeah, just
heartbroken.
Mean.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, but then also, but does that matter?
Well, Cher calls her a bitch all the time. Remember? Have you seen that? Cher's like, you bitch.
I haven't seen that.
Which is amazing. Calls her a bitch all the time.
Being a little honest, maybe.
Oh, I love Cher too. Well, I mean, the thing is, though, it's like if you have all that money and all that momentum behind you and you still go forth and put it back to people and help people, I still don't see how that can distinguish you as how someone can walk away from looking at that person and being
not being distinguished as a decent person. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people donate lots of money to charities, or they support causes because either their manager, their team, their producers, etc., are building that into the show because it's a good thing to do. Or on a personal level, there's some really clever ideas and clever reasons for being very
a
very
business
forthcoming.
Humanitarian is
It's
kind of what
business
you're
acumen.
saying.
You go like, hey, first of all, helps my profile immensely to be incredibly giving. You know, even if it's not my money, if it's coming from somewhere else. And also, I don't know. I have not looked at her tax returns. I'm sure Ellen donates a lot of money to good causes, and that's wonderful. That's a good thing to do. Doesn't negate that you can still be a bit of a fucking asshole day to day to people in a small way.
Yeah, okay,
and
that's
also
true.
beyond that, I also think for tax purposes, because you know there's a pretty good reason to give a lot of money to charity if you're earning tens of millions of dollars every year or hundreds of millions of dollars. If you donate a lot of its charity, you get some big fucking tax kickbacks from the IRS.
Would you rather the country take it for nothing, or you point in the direction of where that money is going to?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, she's also best friends with Oprah, so does that say anything?
Well, I don't know what Oprah's like. Here's the thing. I haven't heard any of the stories about Oprah. Maybe because Oprah's not a stand-up, so I hear more stories from the comedy community.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got it.
But I don't know. Oprah's untouchable. Oprah can be... I'm sure Oprah has like a room in her mansion, one of her mansions back home, where she just has like just boys on leashes just strapped to a fucking radiator. Yeah. And she goes in there and she like lap mamas.
Just manhandles them all.
Lap mama's milk maker. And she like makes them all line up on their hands and knees.
It's so crazy to think of Oprah like that. She's literally like the Virgin Mary. Like just everything. No.
Oprah's such a powerful woman. I doubt that Oprah fucks for love. She fucks out necessity and she has boys lined up.
What about her running for president? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, do it.
Interesting, right?
I think she'd be an interesting candidate. Yeah.
I think so as well. I feel like that deteriorates human beings, though. That's got to be a rough job. It's got to be a really rough job.
Being the president?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would age you immensely.
For sure.
Look at Obama when he went in. He was all
I
sort
was
of
just
young and
gonna
sexy
say that. He
came
had
out,
nice hair.
I'm a silver fox. But he also was in for 8 years, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
A lot happens in 8
years
years of that kind of stress and torment with a whole family too. You know, it's like at least the Clintons were older, but yeah.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Yeah, I think well, okay. So what did we decide? We decided that Ellen DeGeneres only gives money because it makes sense to her business wise. Oprah is a sex fiend. Old Asian ladies need to keep up with the times and respect your tattoo choices. Scottish men might get lucky if they hit you up on Instagram.
Might get lucky.
Do they need to be attractive though? Or is the accent enough?
Do you know what? I'm actually a lot of people ask me that, like, what kind of man I'm into. I like brains, man. I am such a brains person.
You're such a liar.
I know.
Is
that generic?
No, you're such a liar. And
If I could show you all the guys that I've dated,
is very attractive. However, if someone wasn't even the simplest level of aesthetically attracted to you, there's no way you'd fuck them just because they've got a biochemist degree. Like, no way.
I go over this with my girlfriends because they always try to hook me up with people because I've been single for a long fucking time, proudly. Like, so...
well, maybe if you're a bit more honest, then you.
But no, I'm honest, so that's why I don't want to be with someone.
Oh, okay, I see.
So if you put all of the guys that I do date into like a folder,
yeah.
Whoever dates me in like whoever marries me is gonna be really scared about me cheating because you can't choose my demographic. There's like the nerdy little white kid. There's like the dope rapper. There's so many different types of people that I'm into because I'm so attracted to intelligence and self-confidence. Because like you can have like the most attractive man, which I've dated before, and I'm like, you're so great.
Confidence, I agree. Talent and
but
confidence,
you have
are very
no
attractive
confidence. So now you're worried about me going out instead of just being with me. You know what I mean? And so now you're not attracted to me. This sounds douchey, but I dated like a Ford model, like you're saying, a Ford model, like like a really fucking good looking dude. Ford, yeah, it's like a big model agency. Yeah, whatever.
It does sound douchey. You're right,
for sure. But my point is, my point is that yeah, of course, like I'm attracted to fine looking men, but once you sit down with them and you have a conversation, you're like, where are you going with this?
I
what are you
understand it the other way
talking
around.
about?
I've dated incredibly attractive women who once
it's
they've opened
harder for
their
you guys,
mouths, I'm like, oh, there's no substance to you.
I think it's harder for you guys. Yeah.
In what way? What do you mean?
Because a lot of girls like to fake that shit because we want to put on the face of being aesthetically pleasing, but then once you sit down and have a conversation with us, it's like, okay, yeah, you want to take a shot? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's all of LA. Is that all they want to do?
That girl sounds great.
Is that accent?
No, that girl sounds great.
Oh my god!
I always want a shot.
I have no friends like that.
What I'm saying is, it's easier to discredit a beautiful person who has no substance. But I also think it's disingenuous to say that you would simply be attracted to someone purely based on intellect alone.
No, there's never any purely based. That's not how it works.
You're going to have to sit on that face at some point.
For sure.
Or
I agree.
Have that body, that incredibly intellectual body. Like, you're not going to
fucking... beautiful brain of
Back in the day, you weren't going to hike Stephen Hawkins out of his fucking wheelchair and just drag his limp body on top of you.
Excellent. I love that you're sitting like this.
Yeah, I'm imagining it. I'm grabbing him out. Also, great upper body strength that you could lift the entire guy. I mean, he only weighed like a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And that guy was one of the greatest minds on the planet, but I can't see you fucking
like 7 times, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
He was a fucking...
With that being said... No, with that being said, yes. Oh, no, we don't even do that. He had like the little presser.
Yeah.
No, that you're right. The little presser. But there's I feel like it's the same thing with guys hunting down girls. It's like there's a hierarchy of things.
There's a balance. So some people are very driven by aesthetics. I know plenty of men who are so driven by aesthetics and they don't really care about the substance of women. But that's often because the men don't have much substance themselves.
Yeah.
And vice versa. But I think there's a level that someone could be... I like a pretty girl, a sexy girl. Of course I'm into that.
Right.
But you're right. If she's...
And we like to feel pretty with you, too.
Has no confidence in herself, that can be off-putting. If she has no intellect, that will kill it immediately
That's what I'm saying. Those are attractive features to me. If it's lacking in those departments, I don't care how beautiful you are, you're still going down a notch.
But
so if you can get a decent looking guy, and then he's even smarter than what you expected.
But you still want a bit of looks.
Of course. We all want someone pretty. We also want to feel pretty.
So this Scottish guy, all right, he's out there somewhere, right? Let's call him Johnny. Fucking Johnny, right?
Johnny's
out there. He's got a
Johnny from Scotland.
He's got
Is that how it works?
a degree in
even you doing the accent. Just hang out with me and do that accent.
Relax, put it away. Fucking stop sliding off the seat. It's all right. But you know, Johnny, he's done his doctorate. He's set to have a good career. He's
Colin Farrell's Scottish, isn't he?
No, Colin Farrell's Irish.
Nah.
And then what does Johnny look like? Let's create the picture. What is this Scottish guy? Because they're Scottish listeners. And they're right now, he's going, maybe I could be the fucking one.
All I can see is Mel Brooks right now. Is he Scottish? Was that Scottish?
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, remember?
The producer, Mel Brooks.
What's that movie called? Oh my gosh, it's like one of the greatest movies of all time.
The Producers.
No, I'm thinking of Mel Gibson, am I?
Oh, Mel Gibson.
I think I'm thinking of Mel Gibson.
Braveheart.
Thank you.
So you want him to look like an old racist?
Well,
oh wait, sorry. Anti-Semitic. Oh no, wait, he's also a racist.
Oh my
Didn't he say to his daughter that he? Oh no, that was Dog the Bounty Hunter. Whatever. No, he also said some racist shit about black guys.
No, yeah.
You're into Mel Gibson, so you want an old
about the Jewish
silver
community.
fox.
I told you I like them older. He might be capping it for me, but let's just start with the accent. If you got an accent,
that's what you're looking. That's what we're talking about.
But look at his confidence and like the ruggedness of being.
I mean, you got to be pretty confident to make anti-Semitic remarks when you're an actor in fucking Hollywood.
Okay,
that's pretty brave.
Everything that I'm saying, you just keep deterring me down.
But yeah, Colin Farrell. Look, Colin Farrell is a good-looking lad. You like Colin Farrell?
He's definitely an attractive man for sure. I took yoga with him a couple times.
I bet you fucking did.
Yeah.
Bet you did. All right.
I'm a Colin Farrell fan for sure. Does he have a sex tape out?
So listen. Viewers, if you're Scottish, if you're clever, if you've got maybe a little doctorate knocking about, and you look a little bit like maybe a younger Mel Gibson or Colin Farrell.
You want like a little Asian thing to hang out with, at Karlea Boyer, Instagram. What's up?
There you go. Hit her up. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
It was a fun, weird, meandering conversation.
Yeah, we went kind of all over the place with everything.
It's the best way. That's how it should go. Tell the people what you got coming up. So you're still on this radio tour, but they can't see you performing that. So I feel like when can people
still
get
come out and party with me though. That's the thing. It's like I want to. No, I'm serious. It's like I want to be able to meet everyone. I'm such a personal person. I want to go out and like party with you guys and have fun.
Well, do you release the dates of where you're going to be along
the way? I do. Yeah. So we actually just added Denmark today. This is my first time going over to your side of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so to your side.
You realize it's a little bit bigger than that, and like, just because it's in
Europe. My mind, it's not though. That's what I'm saying because I'm ignorant because I've never been there
American
before.
And they don't teach you geography
I'm American,
properly. I understand.
And I'm from Kansas with that education. We ain't too smart.
Oh yeah, so you don't even get the history back there.
Know.
Slavery didn't happen. Oh,
what?
Yeah. Exactly,
what is slavery? But
where?
Yeah.
Copenhagen, I'm assuming?
Copenhagen, yes, okay. That's exactly where we're going. So that's going to be August 11th to the 17th.
Do you know where? Because it's quite a big city.
I don't know where yet. No.
But if people want to find it, Karlea Boyer on Instagram. We'll have
definitely. I'm always like keeping everything updated.
And you can hear bits of the music with these dance videos that are on there.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting out teasers for it, and I love it because a lot of the girls are really, really liking it, and I'm getting a lot of comments on it. And I love that I can show my friends who are dancers dancing to my song.
Yeah.
It's a huge community with it. You know what I mean?
The routines are fucking really dope.
My choreographer is the fucking best. She's the best human being, everything. Michelle Soulchild.
She's so great. She doesn't know her name.
Don't know her name, but she's great. She's good. No, she's amazing. I'm really thankful that I get to work with such amazing human beings. But my next stop is Atlanta. So I'm going to be in Atlanta in 2 weeks, actually. Yeah.
Well, this will go out before then, so make sure you check her out in Atlanta. So go and say hello. But I'm pushing because I really want to know, do you have a set date from when stuff will be released? When people can start, because people want to bang the tunes. I've had like my buddy Onin on here. I had Gator as well.
Actually,
rapper
like,
Gator.
Imagine how much I want it out. I've been working on this album for a long time.
So you don't have any idea of a time
when
it's going to be dropping?
Me. I'm not in charge of that stuff. I'm not in charge of it. That's the thing. I'm telling you, it's a weird business, man. They are in charge of releasing all of that.
All right. Well,
so
I can't tell you guys when the music's going to be
I know.
I
want to tell you. But please,
Spotify,
definitely keep following me. I always put out snippets. As soon as I'm able to release it, I'm going to be shouting it from the rooftop. So definitely stay tuned for it. And in the meantime, come out and meet me. Like, please come hang out with me.
Do it. Go hang out with her. Go and say hello. Thank you very much, Karlea Boyer.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See you next time.
Your intro was